Michael, can philosophy illuminate religion?
Yeah, I think it can. I mean, philosophy goes back to Socrates and the idea that the unexamined life is not worth living. And out of that sort of Socratic start, you have this idea that it's important to subject your most basic beliefs and values and so on to really careful, critical scrutiny, right? And I think that if a religious believer does that, that he or she will then move on either to a more satisfying formulation of the basic religious outlook they have, a formulation that avoids certain problems and objections and so on, or alternatively, of course, they may decide to give up the religion that they have. But in either case, either one has moved on to a different view that one thinks is intellectually more satisfying, more likely to be true, or one has refined the view that one started with and arrived at a better formulation of it. A lot of philosophers share the view put forward by the great Scottish philosopher David Hume. Hume said that the wise man, one might add the wise woman, proportions his or her belief to the evidence, right? On contrast, in the case of religion, there's often emphasis upon faith. That's sometimes interpreted to mean that it's a good thing to believe things, even if there isn't very strong evidential support for it. So one of the things that one can get from philosophy if one is religious is just this question: is faith a good thing or not? Or should I try to arrive at religious beliefs that are well supported by the evidence? I think one should also take the view that there could be experiences, other than sensory experiences, that do have evidential value. But the idea, again, would be that you don't simply assume that if you, for example, have an experience of God, then it follows, of course, that there's good reason to believe in the existence of God, right? You have to take a critical...
Could be a seizure in your temporal lobe.
That's right, yeah, or belief you absorbed from your environment, your family, and so on. So the idea is that you don't, so to speak, begin by excluding any experiences, but neither do you assume that certain experiences, of course, justified grounds for accepting given belief. You look at that carefully using the methods you use to look at any other sorts of experiences.